swear, if you strike me, I will make sure... The Fatui will make sure that your precious Inazuma... Stop! I order you! And you! Filthy rats! All of you!
You are the enemy of eternity. But as the victor, I acknowledge your honor. Therefore, I shall allow you to leave Tenshukaku alive.
The Raiden Shogun isn't gonna let us off just like that, right? Oh, the air feels suffocating. It must be the Raiden Shogun's almightiness. One strike from the Shogun and now Senora is gone! She got what she deserved, but Paimon still can't help but feel upset. Why are they doing it? Why are the Harbingers collecting all the no-seeds? Huh? Traveler, you got a headache? Chin up. Let's get out of this place. Paimon feels... unsettled. The Shogun executed Senora with the Muso no Hitotachi? It was unbelievably powerful. It seems impossible to defend against. And if so, we've got no hope whatsoever of defeating her in combat. So, to recap, Yaimiko wants us to go back inside the plane of Euthymia by the statue of the omnipresent god. Oh, but we'll be like lambs to the slaughter, won't we? Oh, maybe we could put this plan on hold for a while? There's the sound of electro-zapping in the air. Paimon can barely breathe. Traveler, are you okay? You're so silent. Sounds like there's a lot of noise coming from outside Tenshukaku. Has a fight broken out or something? Oh, the guards seem really nervous. Well, let's go see what the situation is, shall we?
There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow.
So we meet again. Indulge my curiosity. What is the reason that I find you standing here before me once again? Do you hope your foolhardiness will shelter those people? Or was it simply a means of seeking an audience with me? Oh? Surely you didn't rouse me from my state of eternal meditation only to tell me this. If so, then you underestimate me. I am quite well informed about the Vision Hunt decree. Not so. Only everything. The Vision Hunt decree has my tacit approval. The Fatui's actions thus far do not constitute individual ambition. What you might not realize is that all too often, people have far more to lose by chasing their dreams. Consider this. No one will lose their life on account of having their vision taken away. Rather, those who have lost their lives are the ones who insisted on pursuing their own aspirations. Are they not? Traveler, there seems to be limitless uncertainty in you. To put it another way, you are the furthest thing from eternity. So, I won't insist that you comprehend the meaning of my actions. What matters is that I tread the path of eternity on my people's behalf. That's right. I'm surprised you understand it so well. Anyway, you're looking for a... So be it. Well then, you who would defy eternity, time for you to enlighten me. Do you wish to become the enemy of eternity, traveler?
Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh!
Burn! I hear everything!
Evasion is futile. I will mold you into the foundations of eternity. Inferior. Like me. Fall from the land of eternity.
Show no mercy!
One with the
dead.
force!
Get to work!
Let's nip that in the bud. Verdict is...
This ends now. Inferior. Strike dead.
Fulfill our pact!
Enshroud!
How dare you! Show no mercy! Eat Lalin! Eat Papa!
Time for
Instabilities will be removed.
me up!
Evasion is futile.
Ha! Watch out!
Strike dead.
Dear me, aren't you cutting it rather close? Hmm?
Miko, this was your doing?
Now. Don't forget who taught you how to place your consciousness in objects. Surely you don't think your ambition alone is enough to shake A's will, do you? Though you alone are here, they too have ambitions, which they long since entrusted to you. Now then, close your eyes.
I hope we can abolish the Vision Hunt Decree.
Incoming!
All will be severed.
Suffer the wrath of me!
Your verdict is decided.
Verdict is... I'll uproot you! One with the Force.
Without yearning, all returns to silence.
Retribution! Let's nip that in the bud.
Laline,
Your
Izutama,
verdict is
get
decided.
him! Get to work!
Enshroud!
Your verdict is decided.
I'll uproot you!
You've lost.
Yes, I have.
Why can you not trust your people? These ambitions have transcended space and... Is this the lesson you learned from your journey? There are nations where humans cast their god aside and stride forward? So are we to just abandon the notion of progress for the sake of wishful thinking?
You and I have both witnessed the great loss that progress can bring. Eternity. Eternity is the only way. When lightning flashes, it casts a shadow. My name means shadow. With my blade, I purged all obstacles to progress. And yet, something was lost with each step forward. In the end, I even lost her. The tales are still retold in the shade of every Thunder Sakura. But the wounds left on our nation by that terrible loss still ache. Never stop searching, even if only for a brief flash of light. If nothing else, we have the present moment. She said that once. But I've seen a nation stride forward and lose everything to the heavenly principles. Perhaps only if time stands still will the lightning's glow never fade. The present moment is a fragile illusion. Only eternity can bring us closer to the heavenly principles. I am no longer the shadow. Mine is the most supreme and noble form. Let power over the realm be vested within me. In this form shall I honor my subjects' dream, for a land of eternity, unchanging forevermore.
The heavenly principles. Irrelevant nonsense as far as I'm concerned. When all's said and done, all you really want is to protect your beloved Inazuma forever and ever. Isn't that right?
That would be something of an oversimplification.
But is this nation worth existing for eternity? Stripped of ambitions, stripped of the potential for change. It does nothing more than simply exist. It is a hollow shell of a nation. I wonder what loss would it really be to anyone if such a nation were destroyed?
Miko, retract your words. Never changing eternity is the promise I made to my people.
But what your people need from you is not your promises. They want your attention. Your divine gaze.
You mean visions? Humans have a lifespan of barely 100 years. They cannot afford to bear any extra losses. But I have experienced it all. That is why I have chosen to guide them along the correct path toward eternity.
But eternity is far too cruel a fate for you, eh?
For me?
Not only have you stopped paying attention to the world, but you have stopped paying attention to yourself. It must have been terribly lonely here, all alone, for centuries on end.
But it is necessary.
You will miss much by refusing progress. You seek to prevent loss, but have you considered all you are losing by remaining here in stasis for all eternity? You are obviously lonely, and yet for the sake of eternity you choose to stretch your loneliness out to infinity. Tell me this. Why is the sky here that was once so dark glowing again? Why now? This is your plane of euthymia. It's your inner world. So it can only mean that you are happy to see me again. You have found the loneliness here unbearable for a long time now, haven't you?
I have nothing to say to that.
But I have so much to say to you. Let me tell you all that has happened over the last few centuries.
How long will that take?
As a Fox envoy, I have an excellent memory. I recall every detail of the last few centuries with perfect clarity. So it will probably take me another few centuries to relay it to you.
Miko, I never thought I would have the chance to meet with you like this again. Seeing you again is a change to eternity. And a very nice surprise.
Since you are willing to admit that, I suppose that means we can still be friends?
What a childish conversation this is. Anyway, now that I have been defeated by you and your plan, I will honor your wish to abolish the Vision Hunt Decree. But, with regards to eternity, and the question of whether this nation should move forward, I need time to give it some thought.
You are the one who's been acting like a child from the very beginning. As promised, the Raiden Shogun abolished the Vision Hunt Decree. Finally, her people's wishes penetrated her locked heart. Beyond the plane of euthymia, she saw what eternity means in the eyes of the world. When one's fervent ambition burns brightly, the gods will cast their gaze upon you. Some ambitions have the power to heal wounds, to bring victory, to inspire hope. But some ambitions outlive their masters long after the soul ascends. They remain as they were in the beginning. Burning bright and true for all eternity.
So what did you guys do in the Raiden Shogun's plane of Euthymia anyway? Is the Vision Hunt Decree abolished? Gotcha. Paimon was super worried, you know. So, maybe the reason Yaimiko is looking for us now is because she wants to thank us. Let's go find her.
Fulfill our pact!
Why, hello.
You literally told... Seems like...
By the way, I heard that you had a duel defeating Signora head-on. Still, you did end up victorious. I gather congratulations.
Sure feels may cause plenty of trouble.
Wait a second. Did you say gnosis? As in, the little thing that looks something like a chess piece?
Yep, that's the one. You've seen one too? Gnosis belong to the Seven. They're what keep them connected to Celestia.
Oh.
What's wrong?
I handed that over.
You did what now?
Well, how else was I supposed to save your skin from the balladeer exactly? The balladeer is number 6 of the Fatui Harbingers. In terms of strength, he is superior to Signora. I'm not the kind of person who risks life and limb for any old reason.
You did... for once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
After A created her puppet vessel, she no longer had anywhere to put it. As her erstwhile closest friend, A handed it over to me, and I've kept it in the Grand Narukami Shrine ever since. She no longer needs the power of the Gnosis, and in any case, she tells me she has severed ties with Celestia. Thus the Gnosis became not only useless, but also a potential. Is that not a good bargain, exchanging it for the one at the core of the plan? Judging by the results, at least, I dare say I struck a good deal.
When you put it like that, Paimon has to agree. Well, what's done is done, and Paimon heartily thinks we'll be getting it back now. Let's leave the past in the past. So anyway, you still haven't told us why you called us here today.
It's to thank you.
Really?
You intend to travel all over Teyvat, and the time has come for the Inazuma leg of your trip to come to an end, has it not? As a mark of my gratitude, I will answer any questions you may have about the road ahead or the events of the past. What would you like to know about? That puppet was built with technology that has been lost to time. Perhaps she, as a god, is the only one privy to the knowledge of its origins. Still, there's one other thing on this topic that I suspect you may be curious to know. Before A began modifying her own godly form, she took it upon herself to create a prototype puppet.
So, you mean there are 3 Raiden Shoguns?
No. The prototype was merely a proof of concept. Its appearance and intellect were not based on A. It was a test. The original plan was for A to simply discard it. But perhaps A thought this to be too cruel, because in the end she chose only to seal the power within it. Later, this puppet wandered Inazuma as an ordinary human male with his own consciousness, until the Fatui took an interest in him.
Ugh! Not the Fatui!
Some eccentric geniuses in the ranks of the Fatui made adjustments to the prototype, not only unsealing his power, but very likely rendering him even more formidable than his original specifications.
What the?
It is, isn't it? Who can say whether it's coincidence or destiny? That puppet was built with technology that has been lost to time. Perhaps she, as a god, is the only one privy to the knowledge of its origins. Still, there's one other thing on this topic that I suspect you may be curious to know. Before A began modifying...
So, you mean there are 3 Raiden Shoguns?
No. The prototype was merely a proof of concept. Its appearance and intellect, the original plan was for A to simply discard it. But perhaps A... Later, this puppet wandered Inazuma as an ordinary human male with his own consciousness.
Ugh! Not the Fatui!
Some eccentric geniuses in the ranks of the Fatui... The object of divine creation is now the one who has taken possession of the Gnosis. And the prototype puppet is now...
What the?
It is, isn't it? Who can say whether it's coincidence or... That puppet was built with technology that has been lost to time. Still, there's one other thing on this topic that I suspect you may be curious to know. Before A began modifying her own godly...
So, you mean there are 3 Raiden Shoguns?
No. The prototype was merely a proof of concept. The original plan... Later, this...
Ugh!
Some eccentric geniuses in the...
What the?
It is, isn't it? Who can say whether it's I'm surprised an outlander like you...
Morax told us he's
Yes. The truth...
twin gods?
They won the Archon War together, and when Baal established the shogunate, Beelzebul is A, with, as far as the world was aware, in fact.
Until what?
Makoto died several hundred years ago in a war that I was not personally...
Losing her sister must have been super hard.
That was when A began to change.
Paimon feels like she understands A a lot better now after
I didn't spend a great deal of time with her, but...
Wow!
That puppet was built with technology that has been lost to time. Perhaps she is... Still, there's one other thing on this topic that before A began modifying her own godly form, she took it upon herself.
So, you mean there are 3 Raiden Shoguns?
No. The prototype was... The original plan was for A to simply discard it. But perhaps A thought this to be too cruel. Later, this puppet wandered Inazuma as an ordinary...
Ugh! Not the Fatui!
Some eccentric geniuses in the... The object of divine creation is now the one who has taken possession...
What a crazy story!
It is, isn't it? Who can say what that puppet was built with technology that has been lost to time? Perhaps she... Still, there's one other thing on this topic that I suspect you may be curious to know. Before A began modifying her own godly form, she took...
So, you mean
No. The prototype was merely a proof of concept. The original plan was for A to... Later, this...
Ugh!
Some eccentric geniuses in the...
What
It is, isn't it? Who can say whether it's coincidence? Sorry, I haven't a clue. But if you still have doubts about A, I would say they are... Not only does she not fit your description, that's good to hear.
Don't worry.
As for your sister, I'll let you know if I find out anything. Consider it part of my means of... After leaving Inazuma, I think it would be easiest for you to go to Sumeru.
Ooh, Sumeru! We've run into loads of scholars from there on our journey so far.
Yes, well, Sumeru is the land of the god of wit, but their obsession gives rise to some truly inexplicable things. For example, in Sumeru, knowledge is holistically managed as a resource.
Knowledge is a resource?
Yes. I don't...
Lesser Lord?
Oh, I'm sure you must have some things to discuss with her, too. Are you sure? Keep it safe. There was me...
Who in their right mind would do that?
Okay, I'll stop. Now, a question for you. Traveler, I see. But that is merely a small goal, based on what preoccupies you here at... Your ambition should be something that transcends the world below and the starry sky above. Something that shines in unison with fate itself. Perhaps the reason you do not possess a vision is that such an ambition has yet to be engendered within you. Continue on your journey, and maybe that moment will...
Traveler.
Hey, Catherine! Got it?
I went to the shrine to draw a fortune slip earlier.
Catherine? Wait, no, that's not the unusual part. We're in Liyue. You went to Inazuma and back?
Even I have a private life, you know.
Okay, so when you say unexpected reunion, you mean...
Who can say?
Fair enough. Even though we see each other... Wait, fingers crossed.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not...
Yes, as a matter of...
Really? Does this mean the cat...
I will leave the requester...
All right, then.
Very well.